Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack. I'm back, baby! And this is episode 45 of Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. It has been a while, but I did want to let you guys know I am not done with this Let's Play yet, because this Let's Play is getting fit. Hi, Zoe. Hello, baby. Hey, what? You want to smell my face? So I got a new dog, just to give you guys a forewarning, and she may be taking up a little bit of my attention here. I'm trying to keep an eye on her, or an ear on her rather, and keep an eye on the game as I try to remember what exactly I'm doing. And so she's still kind of a puppy. She's only 11 months old, and she likes to get into trouble. She's out and about. Now, normally she would be asleep when I'm recording these, because normally I record like really late at night, right? But I just got up early today, and I wanted to record this yesterday. I ended up getting zonked out due to turkey sleep. And so yeah, you might be able to hear her running around the back with her little collar. Normally she's a lot more stealthy than this, but she's currently borrowing our old dog, Choby, who we put down. She's borrowing her collar because she broke hers because she's a puppy and she does shit like that. She's also wondering why the fuck I'm talking to myself. As soon as I started like doing my intro, she ran upstairs and came to me and was like, "What are you doing?" All right, so anyway, we're kind of wrapping up subquests right now. We're at the point in the game where the only thing left to do right now before the end of the game is go to Midgar. We have to return to Midgar, and right now I'm going to be avoiding flying over Midgar. And because that's going to trigger a series of events that's going to lead us to the end of the game and to Disc 3, which is fine because you can still do all the subquests that you haven't finished on Disc 3. I think there aren't any that get locked out, but basically I want to do... I would like to wrap up the story like all at once, like kind of in like 2 or 3 episodes rather than, you know, kind of faff about, because it's kind of silly. Like the world's like, "Oh, you little bitch!" Hold on one second. Zoe. Sorry, she just walked in, pleased as pie with herself, because she had somebody's clothes in her mouth. Alright, so we have that Chocobo that we caught earlier, and this should be a wonderful Chocobo. Now, Chocobilly will rate your Chocobos as you bring them in. You'll move them, you'll catch them, and then they'll sit in the pen outside, and then you'll choose which ones you want to release and which ones you want to move into the stable. Now, I think what we want is a wonderful. I know we want a wonderful. I think the other one is we want a great Chocobo. He'll say, "This is a great Chocobo." You see how it's like sprinting really fast. How fast it's moving is also indicative of what quality it is. So okay, so we're gonna put it in, and he says, "Give it a male name." Okay, so this is a male, and we'll call you Conan, the Barbarian. It's just the first thing that came to my head. Doesn't really matter because we're not going to use this one too much. But so the wonderful Chocobo. This is basically what we're going to be doing. We're going to be wrapping up some side quests today. The wonderful Chocobo is awesome. I think the great Chocobos we're going to get in Mid-Eel. The Mid-Eel area. So obviously we're going to want a female one because you're going to breed a wonderful and a great Chocobo together. So first things first, though. You're actually... Now, the reason we're breeding Chocobos is to... I think I explained this earlier, is to get some rare materia that can only be accessed by Chocobos with special abilities, right? So, I don't have that much money right now. Not as much as I normally do at this point in the game, because I haven't really been doing my normal grinding thing. So, we're just going to grab like 40 Tantal Greens. Tantal Greens raise all their stats for racing. There are 3 stats for racing, but basically we're just going to buy a bunch of greens. We're going to shove this motherfucker full of them. We already had like a whole bunch of greens too, so alright, so we're just gonna shove them just chock full of these. Now this is actually annoying because you have to rapid tap this in order to raise it, because you can't, for some reason they just made it so that you can't just hold up and it scrolls the amount. I don't know what idiot came up with this, but now we're gonna wait, and it's gonna make this annoying sound while it feeds. It's gonna do that little beep 50 times, one for each green, and then his stats are gonna raise. So the stats are speed, stamina, and intelligence, and they're getting along better. Sip of my coffee. So speed is pretty self-explanatory. These are stats for racing, and the higher rank in the Chocobo races your Chocobo is, the better chance you have of getting a special Chocobo. So what we're gonna do is race this dude up to the hidden S rank. of Chocobo. Ah, shit. Hold on. Go check on the dog. She's into something. This time, she picked up, like, some German Shepherd figurine. She's a German Shepherd, by the way. She is. Our old dog, Chobi, who was put down as a German Shepherd. We also have Bruno, who knew Chobi for probably close to a year before she died. And he's a German Shepherd. He's a huge mutt. He's a mix of a whole bunch of big dogs. Here's what I think he is. He's a mix of a bunch of big dogs, but he's like a medium-sized dog because I think he's 1/4 Boston Terrier, which is a small breed. But he's, I believe, German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Alaskan Malamute, and Boston Terrier. Boston Terrier. And he's adorable, and he's the nicest, sweetest dog that you could ever have. He loves lady dogs. He loves playing with girls. He doesn't like boys so much, but he's a ladies' man. And he took to his new sister, like, instantly. He loves Zoe. Zoe is a bi-black German Shepherd. Chobi was more of a, I'm not sure what you call that. She was just like the black and tan kind of German Shepherd. I forget what the coloration is called. I don't think it's a sable. I think it's something else. But she's a bi-black, which means she's almost all black. Just she's got a little bit of white and brown on her legs and undercarriage. Where am I going? Chocobo Square. And she is like a ninja. She is so stealthy. She's so black. She's awesome. I love her. But right now she's being a dick because she's running around unchecked because I'm recording this. But anyway. Okay, so here we go here. This is the Chocobo area, and you may notice Esther, who we spoke to way back when we busted out of Coral Prison. And you talk to her, and she's like, hey, long time to see you, have you been? Yada yada, there's a lot going on in the world outside, got a little lonely, but you can't keep a jockey from doing what he loves. So basically they're saying the world's about to end, but everybody's still racing Chocobos. Oh, she better not be getting some shit. How about it? You want to ride again? You have your own Chocobo, right? Alright, so you say, let me register. And obviously the only one I have is Conan. Well, we trusted you, Conan. Alright, we watched it together, Conan. You laughed. Alright, so he's a C-rank Chocobo, which means these are the easiest courses. I always do the short course because there's no difference between the rewards for the short and long. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I think there are some better rewards in the long one, but you have to win 3 races altogether. So doing the long course just takes more time. So I always do the short one. But okay, so this is similar to the betting minigame with the Chocobos, but it's much easier to get an item because all you have to do is win, and then you always get an item. I think if you come in second, you get an item as well. But here you can see I have a chance to get a Hyper, Phoenix Down, or an Ether. Now, I think Ether would be the most valuable of those. But basically, it's the same minigame. So, you know, there's nothing too special. So you can see I fed my Chocobo. I am way outstripping these guys. This run's going to be over real quick. And then there's the trick where you hold, I think it's, which one is it? It's either L2, okay, I think it's R1 and R2 together. And you can see my stamina is draining pretty slowly. If I release it, it starts to drain really fast. What that is if you hold them together and you're not sprinting, God, this Chocobo is fast. You'll see it slowly starts to regain. This is actually just a little trick that makes Chocobo racing really easy. You can do, if you want more of a challenge, you can do Chocobo racing without using the stamina restore trick, because I don't think the NPC jockeys use it. And I would imagine Zio probably uses it if we find Zio. But we'll get to him in some of the later ranks. But basically, when you win, you randomly get one of those 3 items, depending on which of the other NPC Chocobos came in second. And there are some really great items you can get this way. The only real pain in the ass is we have to sit here and wait for the other Chocobos to finish. And they are usually a lot slower than your Chocobo. We'll have a little bit less time to wait when we get to the Great Chocobo, because its stats are going to be a little bit, its innate stats are going to be a little bit worse than the Wonderful Chocobo, obviously. But we're just going to race these up to S rank and take our time here. And I'm debating whether I should do a time skip. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Basically, in order to advance to the next rank, you have to win 3 races, as I just said. So we're gonna go up to B rank. So I'll see you guys when I get to B rank. Okay, so this is the end of my 3rd race, and I should be advancing in rank now. And here's something I forgot to mention. Here we won the Antarctic Wind. item, which is probably the most value of those. This is a great opportunity. Here's what I normally like to do, is I like to do the Chocobo minigame and get my gold Chocobo, because the entire time I'm leveling up all these Chocobos in rank, you take GP for all. You can either take the item itself or you can take the GP equivalent. So 20 GP, I got 10 GP for my first race, 15 for my second, and then 20 for my third. And that's just a coincidence that it increased incrementally by 5 each time. It's actually totally random. But the items get better and the GP rewards get better as you go on. So basically, and Esther's going to tell me I moved up a rank. And as we do all these, we're going to end this with a shitload of GP. And if you remember the thing that we needed, or I'm sorry, BP. Yeah, no, GP. And the thing that we needed GP for was to go to Battle Square so that we could, it cost 10 GP per play at Battle Square. So we're stockpiling a shitload of GP while we do this. And we're going to... Okay, now that we've moved up rank, things are going to be a little bit tougher. And we have a chance of seeing Zeo here. Wait, is his name Zeo, or am I thinking... Is that the name of the nut? That's a Zeo nut. What's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. There's a black Chocobo that shows up, and he's... the guy... Basically, things get a little bit tougher now. I think we're still going to be statistically... Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're actually not the statistically best Chocobo, but it doesn't matter because they suck. We have the best stamina, but... that's about it. Sorry, what was I saying? Tio? I think it's Tio is the character's name. Or the Chocobo's name, rather. The jockey is Joe, and you may remember him, probably not. He was, like, really minor. When we first did the Chocobo races, getting out of Coral Prison, we met this guy with, like, this big wide-brimmed hat, and his name was Joe, and Esther was like, here's Joe, meet Joe. And he was like, hey, what's up, bitch? And he just walked out, and that was the end of that. Well, he's not really much of a character, but he does show up in the Chocobo races, and he serves the purpose of being the only actual challenging part of Chocobo races. Because as you can see, I've moved up a rank, and now these Chocobos are harder, and the Chocobos I'm racing against have better stats. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm already so far ahead, I can just idle for the rest, and I'll win. Now, my route that I like to do, you may have noticed that I have a pretty set pattern that I do pretty much every time. That's usually the most reliable. And I honestly think I read this route, or not route, but, you know, this distribution of my sprinting and my stamina bar. I think I read this in the strategy guide, the Brady Game strategy guide, or Prima strategy guide, whichever it was, way back in the day, the official strategy guide. What I normally do is I start the race off by switching to manual operation, because if you do automatic, then you're up to the wilds of your Chocobo. So you hit select to go to manual operation. Then I sprint to the top of the spiral. It's the course starts with a spiral. And then that usually puts me ahead. And then I do the regular run speed, so that I can regain stamina all the way until we get to the space portion, the space road. And then I sprint through that, because your Chocobo slows down during that part. So sprinting kind of helps mitigate that. I save all my stamina for that last sprint to the finish. And that's usually the best way to do it, even if Theo is about. And let me see, Tio, I can't remember his name exactly. He only has a small chance of appearing in B rank. He really appears most often in A rank and S rank. So, and S rank we don't even have to race in. We only have to get our Chocobo to S rank. So you see, I start off here. I'm basically just gonna hug the right wall, because you always want to stay to the inside of your turns. And I just sprint all the way up here. I think I never finished explaining what the stats do. You have speed, stamina, and intelligence. Speed is pretty self-explanatory. Stamina is pretty self-explanatory. It's the red bar to the left, and the more stamina you have, the more sprinting you can do. And also, if you increase your speed with the square button, that drains your stamina. You see my speed or my stamina stop regaining, because I decided to bump up my speed. If I tap X to bring it back down, it's gonna start regaining. That's all related to your stamina stat and how much stamina you have. The more stamina, the better, obviously. And then intelligence is a bit more of a complex stat. It's pretty interesting. The more intelligence your Chocobo has, the better it responds to your controls. So you'll actually have a really shitty controlling Chocobo if you don't raise its intelligence at all, because it won't know how to, like, respond to your cues as a jockey. You'll be able to pull it on its reins or whatever, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. You never fed me any smart greens, and then it'll just, like, it'll be all over the road and shit. I think it'll always sprint when you tell it to, but it's funny because, like, it's interesting they made a stat to make the controls shittier if you don't level up the stat. I always thought that was really cool. Like, that was just a really cool idea for a mechanic, because it's pretty impressive for a mini game in an RPG. You know, this is not at all the main part of the game, and they have this pretty complex little bit of code in my opinion. I assume it's complex. It might be more simple than I assume, but Anyway, I'm going to do this, oh, sorry, I was explaining my route, and then I got to talking about the stats, because the route's over so quickly, so I'm actually not going to skip these. You're going to get to see all of my B rank races, but, alright, let's see, okay, no Tio. Tio's always going to be number 2. You're number 1, always. If Tio shows up, he's going to be number 2. Okay, this is actually the worst starting position, but it doesn't matter, because all these Chocobos are fucking idiots, but ideally, you want to be to the far right. That's the best place to start, because as you see right now, I'm basically being body blocked by red and white here. And those guys are probably going to come in last, because they started off by sprinting, and like I said, the NPCs don't use the stamina recovery technique. So they're going to end up blowing their wads, and they're going to finish last because they don't have any stamina left. So basically I sprint to the top there, and then I'm just going to run. You see the pirate ship area, which is cool. You got these like Roman pillars and big clam. I've never really noticed this too much. I haven't really taken a look at this course. It's like, this is honestly like so part of me, I don't even notice it anymore. You pass this area, and there's always the guy in the canoe that falls off right here. And then it makes that sound too, that just as he falls, the guy in the canoe paddles off of the, and then once you reach the space area, you sprint to the finish. The guy in the canoe, right as he falls off the waterfall, it gets to the point in the song where it goes, woohoo! You're like it sounds like Goofy from like Disney, like woohoo! I don't know, whatever that sound is. I don't have my headset on right now because I have to listen for the dog getting in trouble, but... Or the dog, I should say. Bruno's a good boy, he never gets in trouble. I got an ether. Enemy ways, I think, worth a lot of GP, but that's alright. We're gonna keep getting better and better rewards as we go on. I won! Yay, Cloud! Hooray for you! 30 GP, not bad. We're getting so much GP. Chocobo moved up a rank. This is by far the best way, the most efficient way to farm GP. Alright, so we moved up to A rank. Let's see if we get TO. I'll show you guys at least the first A rank race. And if we have time, it's debatable if we have time after leveling up this Chocobo. Alright, no TO, good. If we get that cat spell, it's worth a lot of GP. It's a pretty shitty item, but worth a lot of GP. If we get, sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if we finish leveling up this Chocobo pretty quickly, I might do a little bit more hunting for Ultima weapon. God, these guys are serious. Look at them go. I can't tell if they're sprinting. No, I'm sorry. They absolutely shot their wads. Okay, so we did move up a rank, and that's pretty evident because these guys are way ahead of me actually. But well, I say way ahead, but really I just mean they actually managed to pass me. And one of the techniques you can use is body blocking. If you have higher intelligence and you can control your Chocobo a little bit more finely, you can like make him eat your ass. You just be like, yeah, you can't get past me, you can't get past me. You can do that because there's no sort of like collision mechanics or anything, so you don't suffer any penalty for doing that. But yeah, you can see those guys started to slow down really bad. They all sprinted right off the bat. And then, oh, I actually might lose this one because I'm out of stamina. Look at that guy, he ran his Chocobo into the ground and I just barely won. Now these ones can actually be pretty tough to win with the regular Chocobos. Once we start breeding the special Chocobos, the blue and the green, starting with the blue and the green and then later black and gold, they are by far the best racers. They have such an advantage, it's ridiculous. And actually, really the best ones are everything but blue. Green and blue are supposed to be equal, on equal footing, but green, black, and gold all have the property of not being slowed down during the space part. You notice I go into slow motion during the outer space part, but the green, the black, and the gold are immune to that. For some reason, the blue is not. I don't know if it has to do with their abilities in the field, where the blue is able to run across water, and the green is able to cross mountains, and then the black can do both of those, and then the gold can go anywhere. So I guess the whole idea that... Can you fucking get out of my way? I guess the idea that the black Chocobo can go anywhere... or I'm sorry, the gold Chocobo can go anywhere, and the black, I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that they can cross mountains. They have no problem getting through the space area. Now, it's interesting, in a long course, there's actually another slowdown part where you go across a river. But, and you would assume that, like, the blue Chocobo and the black Chocobo and the gold Chocobo would be able to cross the river no problem, because they can all cross water in the field. Well, it's actually not true. No Chocobo is immune to the slowdown in the river part. I don't know why that is. It's weird. But basically, yeah, this is actually quite a bit harder. I forgot how much harder it is to race the... Yeah, I'm actually not going to win this one. Huh. Alright, well, I'm gonna skip ahead until I do. Wow, I'm gonna come in dead last. Oh yeah, swag, swag, swag. Son of a bitch! Alright, so I was gonna skip this race, but here we have Tio in here. You see Joe, he's got his black Chocobo, and, yeah. You can see, just look at his stats, he's got more stamina than I do by about 100, and he's got about 10 kilometers per hour on me. So let's just see what happens, and on top of that, he's using a black Chocobo. If you were paying attention to the commentary, then you know black Chocobos are immune to the slowdown during the space area. So that's pretty bad for me. So not only that, but Joe's a pretty good jockey. Right now he's in last, but right now he's conserving his stamina. So watch, he doesn't even need to. His idle speed is about the same as my sprint speed. So really, my only chance of beating him here is keeping him upside my asshole, and just making sure he can't pass me, which is possible, but it's kind of difficult too. Especially because he's gonna go for the sprint at the end there, and like I said, he's immune to that. Damn, Pink is kicking my ass too. He's immune to that slowdown, and I'm not. So really, it's fairly hard to win these races with a normal Chocobo at this point in the game anyway. But with Tio around, watch. Once we get to the space area, he's just gonna shoot past everyone. See? Yep. Fucking, your boy knows this game. Your boy knows this game. I kind of wanted to come in second to see if that counts as getting an item, but I don't think it does. But I just, frankly speaking, I just wasn't gonna win with Tio in the race. I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, James is his name. I thought it was Joe. Actually, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. James is the name of the second place Chocobo. I'm dumb. It is Joe. Joe is the jockey. Tio is the name of his Chocobo. So anyway, guys, skipping ahead. Okay, so just got to S rank. I think if I counted that correctly, I may be one right short. Wow, that's great. Looks like you don't have any rivals in the A rank anymore, but you know there's a rank full of those Chocobos. The next race on that Chocobo is S rank. Jew. I'm sorry, Joe. I just called you a Jew. I don't know if you're Jewish or not. I have no idea. Joe's usually in that group too, so good luck. Anyway. Alright, so that's it. Now, as I was racing, something occurred to me. This is kind of embarrassing. I don't need a wonderful Chocobo at this point. I forgot. Wonderful Chocobo is actually used to breed the gold Chocobo, so that's not for a while, because the gold Chocobo is the last Chocobo you breed. The wonderful Chocobo you breed with the black Chocobo, and that gets you the gold Chocobo. What I need, actually, is a great and a good Chocobo. So I just raced this guy up, basically for nothing. Well, I don't mean for nothing because I'm going to need him anyway, but Conan will come in handy later. But we're going to definitely need a female black Chocobo. And let's see. So the blue and the green Chocobo are obtained the same way. You just kind of have to get lucky. And there is actually a way to abuse like the RNG counter, and there's something to do with hard resetting your game and saving and reloading and whatnot that will allow you to get all of the special Chocobos without ever having to race once. I'm just doing it the normal way without any sort of exploits. I know about that. I don't know it offhand. I don't know the method offhand, but I know it exists, and I could easily look up a guide if I wanted to. I just don't like doing it. Personally, I like doing the grinding. I like to get the GP and all that and stuff. You know, I think it's fun. I personally... Oh, hey. Hey, I was just about to start looking for you, bitch. Hey! Hey, you got my money? Hey, you got my money? Alright, let's see if he starts moving in the right direction. I'm just gonna slam into him a couple of times with the highway. Nope, okay, he hasn't picked a spot yet. I think I explained his mechanics before. You just keep bumping into him until he starts moving in a straight line, and then you know that he's choosing a new place to rest. If he's turning at all, though, then he's not going anywhere in particular. He's just kind of flying around like a fucking asshole. Pick a spot, dick. I need to beat your ass. Let's go. Okay. Oh, over North Coral. Okay, I didn't even realize I was that close to North Coral. So this is not his final resting place. He's not done until he stops over Cosmo Canyon. That's when you know. That's when you know. Where's my fucking good guard? I haven't played this game in so long, I'm forgetting where all my shit's located. Let's go ahead and... Tifa doesn't have weight. Tifa, you ain't got shit! I'm gonna mug this dude. Ultima beam! He actually might run away after this. But Sid should live. Nope, I lied. I'm a filthy liar. Sid's got his limit break. I'm gonna hyper jump that ass. Steal that, Tifa! Aw, Tifa. That's alright. I forget what he gives you. You have a chance to steal another curse ring, or you have a chance to steal a, I want to say, not a Hypno Crown, a Circlet? I think it's a curse ring when he's on the ground. I think it's a circlet when he's in the air. Doesn't really matter, because the only character I use the curse ring on is Tifa, and then Sid and Cloud both use ribbons throughout the whole thing. By the way, I totally forgot I'm supposed to be giving you guys the straw poll to vote, to continue voting on my my final character. Keep in mind that what I've decided on is my final team will include Cloud and Tifa, mostly because I haven't used Tifa in my final party in a while, and there's just a lot of great gameplay mechanics to use with her. She's just an overall great character. Her limit break is not great, but other than that, she's just a great character with some really unique mechanics, mostly due to her weapons that are available. But as for the third character, I've pretty much done it all. I've beaten the game with Kate Sith a few times. You know, fucking whatever. Kate Sith in my party, I should say. Now, I don't even know where this guy went. Oh, nope, don't fly over Midgar. That'll trigger a whole thing that I don't want to get into. Actually, I really hope Ultima Weapon doesn't land over Midgar before he decides to head out to Cosmo Canyon and die, finally. But, let's fast forward until we find out Ultima Weapon again. Hey, bitch, where's my money? Where's my money? I swear to God, if he knocks me to over Midgar, I'm gonna be so pissed. Hey! Where's my money? Where's my money? Coming for that ass. I'll come for that ass. It's kind of hard to catch him at this point in the game, because the high wind is slower than it will be later. Kind of interesting. When you start Disc 3, the high wind gets a speed boost. Oh shit. I don't know if him being there is gonna matter. Alright, I'm gonna go into the high wind. I'm gonna save real quick, and then I'm gonna see if bumping into him will trigger the battle or the return to Midgar cutscene. If it's the return to Midgar cutscene, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna cut it off, and we will start it up again later. And Emerald or Ultima Weapon rather can go suck a dick, and we can just get Cloud's ultimate weapon later. So I'm not too worried about it either way, because we have more Chocobo racing to do. We have more Chocobos to catch. On top of that, because we need the good and the great Chocobo. I gotta remember where those are. I think the great is near Midial. I forget where the good one is. It's fine. I'm trying to remember, actually. It's on the tip of my tongue, on the tip of my brain. And I just can't remember where exactly that motherfucker is, where the good Chocobo is. Either the good or the great is in Midial, the Wonderful's near Icicle Inn, and the last one is maybe near Costa Del Sol? I'll have to look it up. I'll put it in the description if I remember, but I am going to do a 0.5 episode that's all about Chocobo breeding, so we don't, it's not going to be like 5 or 6 episodes of me just racing Chocobos. I just wanted to show you guys what it's like, from my perspective, when I'm racing Chocobos. And let's see. No, okay, I triggered the cutscene, so. Alright, that'll be it, guys. 0.5 episode is coming. If it's not next episode, it'll be the one after that, or if it's not between this episode and the next full episode, then it'll be between the next two, whatever. We will see when I get along with that. And we are not going into Midgar next time. I did trigger the cutscene, that's only because Ultima Weapon's being a bitch. And I don't remember if he changes location on hard reset, but we will find out. But that's going to be it. So don't forget to like the video if you did enjoy. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to vote on the straw poll in the description. Tell me what third character I should use. As I recall, last time I checked, it was a tie between Vincent Valentine and Sid Highwind. So totally up to you guys. Your call. You tell me what you want. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.